And good evening, folks. Welcome back to our fourth and final game, third in the AAA division here on field number 1. On day 1 of the 2018 DYB AAA World Series here from Lumberton, North Carolina, brought to you live on the internet here at JockJive.com. Jason Thompson here, finally bringing you the 8 o'clock Eastern game. As you can tell, we are a little behind. We'll explain why as the day goes on, between Georgia and the host, Lumberton. Georgia will be the visitors, wearing the blue tops, white pants with the red Georgia white trim with the white letters on the back. This is the lineup they'll be sending to the plate against pitcher J.T. Hepler. 14 is Tough Bodiford at short. 20 is Knox Williams. 3 is Brody Fleming at first. 32 is Maddox Robertson, the catcher. 2 is Cason Edenfield in right. 27 is Peyton Mason at second. 9 is Jake Adams at third. 15 is Jay Johnson. 55 is Brett Cox. 12 is the pitcher Luke Colston. 4 is North Williams, the center fielder. And 5, Thomas Purvis in left. Eric Bodiford, the manager. Robert Mason, Brent Fleming, the assistant coaches. For Lumberton, across the infield from left to right, from third to first, will be number 10, Gavin Mayers. Shortstop is 6, Braylon Hunt. 9 is Bryson Hester. And at first is number 10, Mason Knox. The outfield from left to right is number 23, Brody Gavin. 5 is Noah Britt. And in right, 4 is A.J. Day. Behind the plate, 00, Josh Garner. And on the bump, number 30 is J.T. Hepler. Jonathan A. Byers is an assistant coach, along with Bradley Phillip. The head coach is Jeff Nance. My apologies if we get some of these names wrong. We just got the lineups about 2 minutes ago. Don't even have them in the book yet. At 9:48, the first pitch is outside for a ball. To number 14, Tough Bodiford. Now, some of these guys have been to a World Series before, because I remember that Tough Bodiford. That is like the coolest sounding name. The pitch is a strike. He is the shortstop. Number 20 is Knox Williams. Brody Fleming will bat third this inning. The number you see on your screen is the number to text. It is not a number to call. 850-380-7267 as Bodiford hit by a pitch as he trots down to first. Knox Williams will now bat. So again, if you want to text a shout out to your favorite player or team, that's the number to get it. It says, let's go Team Georgia, all the way from Swainsboro, Georgia, from Bubba and Ashley. Love you, Brent Cox. These boys from Swainsboro have been to a World Series before, because some of these names I remember. Especially, I remember Edenfield, I remember Bodiford, because it's just a cool name, Tough Bodiford. Ground ball, left side, third baseman has it, bobbles, recovers, and will put it in his pocket. That's going to be an E5. So Team Georgia with 2 runners on already with nobody out. As Brody Fleming to the plate, the first baseman. As Maddox Robertson on deck. Wild pitch is going to move runners up to second and third. Now, as far as why we are so far behind, well, first things first, we started earlier. We started at 1:30 because instead of using 2 fields for the majors division, we're using 1 for the majors, and then we used 2 other fields to start 2 other games at 1:30. And lo and behold, my first game goes almost 3 hours. It went 8 innings with Alabama winning 14-13 into foul ground, and that will fall foul. And then the first AAA game went 9 innings, 2 hours and 45 minutes. So you add those 2 together, that's why we're almost 2 hours behind schedule. So it's going to be a long night at the park. Go Cheeseburger Brent. Your brother Tim is so proud of you. Love you, number 55. The pitch is a check swing, and he checks his swing. Does number 3, Brody Fleming. Let's go, Georgia. Ox and Mater are cheering you on from Swainsboro. I think that's from a movie. The 2-1 pitch is low for ball 3. I want to give a shout out to Ray Scott and Greg Brayboy at the Doughboys Wood-Fired Pizza. You You can email them at thedoughboyspizza.com, BOYZ. The 3-1 is low for ball 4. The bases are loaded. Try to grab me a piece of pizza in between innings or in between games here. And he said, are you broadcasting a game? I'm like, I'm about to. He's like, give him that piece of pizza. So I'm easily bribed. A free pizza for some free shout-outs on the air. I'll take that every day of the week. Maybe next time I can get a Supreme. But, boy, this pepperoni is fantastic, though. So shout-out to Ray Scott and Greg Brayboy at the Doughboys. You can call Ray at 910-827-4336. You can contact Greg at 910-740-6501. So thanks to the guys at Doughboys Wood Fire Pizza. As Maddox Robertson, the catcher, coming up with nobody out and the bases loaded, looking to jump out on top. Case and Edenfield waiting on deck. I imagine somewhere Mr. Mason Day is, or no, it's Jerry Holmes is the state director of Georgia. Mason Day's in Virginia. The 1-1 to Maddox Robertson, outside for a ball. Again, your runners are Tuff Bodiford at third, Knox Williams at second, and Brody Fleming at first. As the boys from Swainsboro looking to jump out early here in this one. The 2-1, way upstairs, 3-0, gets away. Runner coming in from third, and he'll be safe. And Team Georgia with the 1-0 lead as you get a good shot of, that was Josh Garner, the catcher. Trail runners all move up a base. Says, go Team Georgia. You got this from the Kettles family in Swainsboro. That's going to be a walk to Robertson, so the bases loaded once again. As Case and Edenfield, the right fielder, coming to the plate. As number 27, Peyton Mason, waiting on deck. Split the cover off that ball. Maddox, number 32, Mad Dog from Meemaw and Pawpaw in Swainsboro. Says, go Team Georgia. And Case and Edenfield from your cousin Jackson. Batting from the left side, that's outside for a ball. Everybody will stay put. Kason, K-A-S-O-N, Edenfield. Says, rock it out, Brody Fleming and Team Georgia. Love Uncle James, Aunt Tori, and Juju. That is a strike called. Says, go Team Georgia from the Johnson family in Swainsboro. The 1-1 is a ball, low and away. Or shout out to the Deputy Commissioner, Mr. Tommy Henry from the state of Georgia. I'm sure he's upstairs in the air-conditioned press box. The 2-1 is clubbed foul out of play by Edenfield. That'll be 2-2. More shout-outs. Brody Fleming, I am very proud of you. Go Team Georgia from Grandmama. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That is a ball. Count is now full to Case and Edenfield. Your runners again, Knox Williams is at third, Brody Fleming at second, Maddox Robertson at first. The 3-2 pitch is low for a ball. That's going to be an RBI the easy way for Edenfield. Driving in a run on a free pass. Robertson to second, Fleming to third, Knox Williams scores. Georgia now leading 2-0. As time is called, we believe this is manager Jeff Nance making the slow walk out there. Says, good luck, Team Georgia, from the Lloyd family of Swainsboro. And I believe we're going to have us a new pitcher already. So number 9, Bryson Hester, will take over on the mound. He was at second base. Not sure if Hepler is heading to second or not, but we will see. In the Summer of Dixie is underway. Between now and mid-August, JockJive will be streaming all of this tournament, plus the Final Four for the Junior Dixie Boys Pre-Majors and Majors World Series, the AAA Ozone and Majors World Series here in Lumberton, and so much more. Catch it all right here on JockJive.com. A lot of shout-outs from Team Georgia. Let's go, number 32, Mad Dog, from your sister, little sister, Addie Ray in Swainsboro. Says, I love you, Kaysen. Go, Team Georgia. Says, Knox, North, and Peyton, we're so proud of y'all. Go, Team Georgia, from the Williams family of Swainsboro. Says, good luck, Georgia, from Brianna, Mom, and Bubba. Let's go, Georgia, from the players and coaches of Team Georgia Machine Pitch. Quick break here on JockJive. Back here to Lumberton, where number 27 is Peyton Mason. Still nobody out here for Team Georgia. They're already up 2-0 with the bases loaded. Pitch is low for a ball. Number 9 is Jake Adams waiting on deck. That one is a strike, 1-1. And let's go Brent and Brody in Team Georgia. So proud of these boys. The Dixons are cheering from Swainsboro. Pitch is low for a ball. Count now 2-1. Again, your base runners, Brody Fleming at third, Maddox Robertson at second, Kaysen Edenfield at first. Still nobody out. Says, let's go Team Georgia. Aunt Donna from Somerton, Georgia loves y'all. Hammer down, Brent. The pitch is a swing and a miss. Count now 2-2. It's good luck Team Georgia from the Terwilliger family in Swainsboro, Georgia. That is a strike 3 called. So finally one down for the Lumberton defense. Will be Jake Adams, the third baseman, as number 15, Jay Johnson, waits on deck. 2-0 already, and the base is loaded for Team Georgia. That's a strike called. Says, shout out to Brittany, Kaysen, Caleb, Colby, Cade, Karen, Randy. Go Team Georgia from your cousin Jackson. Pitch is swung on and fouled back. Pitch to Adams, upstairs for a ball. It's now 1-2. Pitch is low and away. That'll even things at 2-2. Pitch is up and over the head of Adams. It's now 3-2. Says, go Team Georgia from the Colstons in Kite. Says, go Team Georgia from the Lawrences in Kite. Go Thomas. Team Georgia blowing up the phone. That is up and in for ball 4, and another run is in. As Adams will get the RBI the easy way, as Edenfield to second, Robertson to third, as Brody Fleming coming in to score. 3-0 our score as Jay Johnson to the plate with Brent Cox on deck. Pitch up and in to Jay Johnson. Let's go Team Georgia from the Colstons and Kite. That's a strike called. Go Team Georgia. Shout out to Brody Fleming from Gale Scarborough, co-worker of your mom and dad's. Says go Brent Cox. That's from Brianna Parks. Says go Kaysen. Go Kaysen. Go Kaysen. Go Georgia. One and two. That's a ball. More shout-outs. That is popped up and into center field. Shallow center field. A run is going to score, and everybody's going to be safe. Station to station baseball. Johnson with the bloop single. Scoring Robertson. It is 4-0 as Edenfield to third, Adams to second on the play. As Brent Cox to the plate as Luke Colston, the pitcher, waits on deck. Ground ball to the third baseman. He has it. He tags third. The throw coming home, but it gets away. It wasn't a force as they tag third, so the run is going to score on the fielder's choice by Cox. Runner back to third, and he is going to be out at the plate. So Cox will be forced out for out number 3. But Edenfield comes in to score during all that. So 5 runs have come in here in the top of the first. We head to the bottom of the first as the host Lumberton will send the following lineup to the plate against Georgia pitcher Luke Colston. Number 4 is A.J. Day, the right fielder. 9 is the pitcher Bryson Hester. 30 is J.T. Hepler at third base. Scratch that at second base. 20 is Josh Garner. 6 is Braden Hunt, the shortstop. 10 is Mason Nance at first. 5 is Noah Britt, the center fielder. 23 is Brody Gavin, the left fielder. 12 is Gavin Mayers at third. 1 is Jaden Bush. 2 is Luke Howell. 3 is Cam Scott. Manager for Lumberton is Jeff Nance, Jonathan A. Byers, and Bradley Phillip, the assistant coaches. For Team Georgia, across the infield from left to right, from third to first, is number 9, Jake Adams. 14 is Tuff Bodiford. 27 is Peyton Mason. And number 3 is Brody Fleming. The outfield from left to right is number 5, Zach Thomas Purvis. 1 is North Williams. And 2 is Case in Edenfield. Behind the plate, 32 is Maddox Robertson. On the bump is Luke Colston, number 12. Eric Bodiford, the head coach. Robert Mason, Brett Fleming, the assistant coaches. So again, A.J. Day will lead things off for the host, Lumberton, the right fielder, followed by Bryson Hester and J.T. Hepler. If anybody reaches 00 is the catcher, Josh Garner. Let's go, Georgia. Win the whole thing. So I want to send a big shout out to Brent Cox. So proud of you and your team. Y'all have worked hard and have fun. Just play the game you love, guys. And bring it on home, boys. Go Team Georgia from Emmanuel County Style. It says go champ Bryson Hester. Let's go Braylon Hunt. Team Lumberton. Love Aunt Valerie and Uncle Frank from Hartsville, South Carolina. Go Team Georgia and Brody from Uncle Mike and Aunt Myra. We've been to Hartsville, South Carolina. We did a softball World Series event there a couple years back. His number 4 is A.J. Day. Definitely the smoothest sounding name in the tournament. In a 5 spot. Shout out to Jackson from Jackson Gray Vlogs, it reads. Squaring around a bump, pulling back. It's a ball. To the leadoff man, Mr. A.J. Day. Pitch from Colston, swing and a miss, 1-1. That is strike 2. 1-2 the count to A.J. Day. Shake it off, Brian Cox. Bubba Tim knows you guys got this in the bag. Your shout out says, let's go GA. 3 up, 3 down from Aunt Donna in Lumberton, Georgia. Count is now 2-2 today. He's batting from the left side. Pitch is low and away in the dirt. Count now full today. It says defense, boys. That's from Rachel Aldridge. The 3-2 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Colston gets the inning started with a strikeout. Bryson Hester, who started the game at second, is now on the mound for the host for Team Lumberton. I believe I went through the entire AA World Series and did not call a Lumberton game. It was on the machine pitch side. That is a check swing foul by Bryson Hester. Says, go Team Georgia, win this game. It's from the 478 area code. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. All right, for all of the Swainsboro folks out there, tell me, if you would, on text, of course, where Swainsboro is in the state of Georgia, like what it's near, what big town, how far away from that big town, that sort of thing. The 0-2 is swung on and missed for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts. As J.T. Hepler, the second baseman, to the plate. Came up from Pensacola, so I took I-10 almost all the way to Jacksonville. Took 98 straight up. At least that way it's interstate driving. Goes by a little faster. The pitch outside for ball 1. Let's go, Luke, from the Claxtons in Swainsboro. The 1-0 pitch. Well, 1 hops. I believe he got a piece of Hepler, and he's going to get set first on the hit by pitch. Says it's in the middle of Savannah and Macon, near Statesboro. Not sure where that is. Let's go number 3 in Team Georgia from KK and Brent. Really Macon and Savannah, so I guess that's the eastern half of the state, I'm guessing. Not sure. All I really know, unfortunately, is Atlanta. Go Team Georgia. Proud of you from the Free family. And I do not ever want to drive through that city again. Shout out to Maddox Robertson, number 32, from your cousins Destiny and Debbie in Orange Park, Florida. Swainsboro is where main streets meet. Highway 1 and Highway 80 intersect here. I got you. I know U.S. Highway 1. It says take a Macon, Augusta, and Savannah and make a triangle, and we're smack dab in the middle. Oh, okay. Swainsboro's halfway between Macon and Savannah on I-16, 45 miles from Statesboro. It says let's go Georgia from the Williams family in the borough. Swainsboro is halfway between Savannah and Macon. All right, got it. Pitch swung on foul to the right side by 00 Josh Garner as number 6 Braylon Hunt waits on deck. It says, shout out to Brittany Case and Caleb Colby. I think I said that one already. Cade, Karen, Randy, go Team Georgia from your cousin Jackson. 100 miles from the east coast of Tybee Island, Georgia. We're about 2.5 hours from Atlanta. Gotcha. That one's a wild pitch, gets away from the catcher. Runner will take second on that wild pitch. The 2-1 pitch is low and away, and another wild pitch as the runner will take third. Throw down. Well, he checked his throw there. Is about to let it loose, but decided against it. We have 2 down here in the bottom of the first. Lumberton down in a hole here. 5-0 here in the first, but a runner at third. The 3-1 is swung on and hit to center field. That'll drop for a base hit, so Lumberton on the board. The 2-out, 2-strike single by Garner makes it 5-1. So the host on the board is Braylon Hunt. To the plate, number 10 is Mason Nance. He will bat if Hunt can extend the inning. Hunt the shortstop. And the first pitch is a strike. Swainsboro is where the main streets meet. Highway 80 crosses Highway 1, 37 miles from Statesboro, almost 1,100 miles from Savannah. The 0-1 is a strike called. It's now 0-2. Went down 10 to US 301 in Baldwin, Florida, so I bypassed Jacksonville and then hit 95 and then a straight shot. Ground ball to the right side, foul. It says, "Go Uncle Ryan, you go," champ from Bryson Hester, number 9. The 0-2 pitch is upstairs for a ball. One and two. The 1-2 is up and in just off the inside corner of the plate. That'll even it at 2-2. We're in the bottom of the first. Georgia going with a big 5 spot in the top of the first. They lead early here, 5-1. Colston with the 2-2. It is swung on, hit into right field. Second base coming out, right field coming in. And does he make the catch? He does! That's the right fielder, Case and Edenfield with some na-na-na to end the bottom of the first. So Lumberton does get one on a base hit, and they leave a runner. We're through one. We'll head to the top of the second when we get back. Georgia on top 5-1 here on JockJive.com.
So remember the next half inning when they see you drinking the water right now.
That's all right. That's all right. I sat there and I'm talking and they doing everything but paying attention. There you go.
Back here in Lumberton, we're in between innings. I've been tearing into this large pepperoni pizza from the Doughboys. They have wood-fired pizza. They apparently can do events, parties, festivals, and they can also cater. So you can email the Doughboys Pizza at yahoo.com, but the boys is B-O-Y-Z, so THEDOUGH BOYZ PIZZA at yahoo.com. Or you can call Ray Scott at area code 910-827-4336, or Mr. Greg Brayboy at area code 910-740-6501. Again, that is the Doughboys wood-fired pizza. Great stuff. Thanks for the pizza, guys. I just went over there for a piece of pizza and a drink, but they remember me from the previous week. I said, "Are you doing a game?" He goes, "Yeah." He says, "Give him that pepperoni pizza." I'm like, well, I'm not going to complain with that. Not bad. I went there to buy a $4 slice of pizza, and I walk out with a free whole pizza. Winner, winner chicken dinner right there. It says, Swainsboro, Georgia, show out. That's our boys from Antana. A shout out to my favorite cousin, Kaysen, with the heart emoji. Hopefully he knows who his favorite cousin is. That's a ball. To the pitcher, Luke Colston. So it'll be Luke Colston, then North Williams, the center fielder, and then the left fielder, Thomas Purvis. That's a bunt. Pitcher, bare hands, and he's going to have to put it in his pocket. That's going to be a bunt single there for Luke Colston, the pitcher. As number 5, Thomas Purvis, the number 12 batter, out on the on-deck circle. But up now, North Williams, number 8. So thanks again to the Doughboys for the free pizza. I didn't even ask for it. I just wanted a piece of pizza. Pitch. That gets the bunt down, but it's going to roll foul by just about a foot. The ball was up at eye level. And amazing that North Williams could even get a bat on the ball. Remember a youth baseball coach back home in Northwest Florida. I remember him saying this once. The only good thing up there is heaven. That means lay off those high pitches. Says, keep it up, Georgia boys. We're so proud of y'all from the Lee family in Kite, Georgia. He about offered, but lets it ride. It's a ball and a strike. And thanks for staying up late with us. It's almost 10:20 here on the East Coast. The pitch is a bunt, and he bunts it foul. Actually, Lumberton is, I think, about 20 miles inside of North Carolina off I-95. I believe we're about 30 miles south of Fayetteville. Not sure if this is Tar Heel country or Blue Devil country in this part of the state. The college team of choice in this part of North Carolina. UNC? I like that other team, folks, so don't hold that against me. The team with the greatest coach of all time. That'd be Mike Krzyzewski. 5 national titles. I guess the best living one. How about that? Because John Wooden has made way more titles. That's a ball. Says Matt Dog, let's go Matt Dog from Uncle Mike and Aunt Melba. The 1-0 pitch, low, and he gets away from the catcher. The runner's going to take second on the play on the wild pitch. That is something I want to do. Bucket list before I die is to watch a Duke Carolina game at Cameron Indoor Stadium. That's like bucket list right there. I mean, all the great games they've had over the last quarter century. Anytime that Duke and Carolina play, they could probably show a week's worth of their games on ESPN Classic. There's so many. The bunt is down. The pitcher, bare hands, fires to second, covering, and he had him, but then he dropped it. He's safe, and then a run's going to score. The first base umpire was about to ring him up, but the ball squirted out of the second baseman's glove. So that'll be an E and an RBI as Williams drives in Colston to make it 6-1. As Thomas Purvis to the plate. Says, go champ number 9. Good pitching and great bunt by my nephew Luke. Keep it rolling, Georgia boys. That's from Bonnie and Heath Palmer. Let's go Thomas, the next one reads. Back to the top here with Tough Bodiford. Apparently I've missed a batter somewhere. Actually, I think Williams made the out and Purvis reaching on the bunt hit. As Bodiford lets it ride. Was hit by a pitch and scored on a wild pitch. As Team Georgia with a 5-run first. And looking for more here. 1-1 to Bodiford. Swung on and fouled back. Again, the action will start on 3 fields tomorrow at 1:30 in the Majors Division. Start times remain the same for AAA and O-Zone. 3:30, 5:45, and 8 your scheduled start times, as the Majors was going to be on 2 fields, but they moved it most of them to Field 5 with a Majors game at 1:30 on the other fields. That's a strike called, strike 3 called. So Bodiford down on strikes, out number 2. As North Williams, who reached on an error and scored. Just go Tough Bodiford and Caden Edenfield. Go Georgia. N-O-X Williams. So we have a Knox Williams and a North Williams on Team Georgia. The pitch swung on and foul tipped into the glove of the catcher. Says tough. Sam Lawrence says smoke it. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss as Williams went and chased one out of the zone there. 1-2. Pitch swung on, laced into left field for a base hit. Runner will stop at second on the 2-out single by Knox Williams. The final in the AAA division, Alabama 13-6 over Tennessee. So that is it for the AAA division outside of this game. So Alabama will take on Florida in a winner's bracket game. Tennessee drops to the loser's bracket where they will take on Arkansas. The winner of this one will take on North Carolina at 8 o'clock. The loser will take on Texas at 5:45. I believe that's Marty Paulman on the call on the other AAA field. The pitch, a check swing, and Uncle Charlie drops in there for a strike as Fleming bluffed at it. Count now 1-1. Getting the runner at first. Actually, we have runners at first and second. Pitch is a ground ball to the second baseman. Backhander. Bobbles. Throws to first. And they got him. 4-3 for out number 3. So Team Georgia with a run will leave 2 on. They've left 4 on through an inning and a half. We head to the bottom of the second. Lumberton coming to the bat, trailing 6-1. Here on opening day of the 2018 DYB AAA World Series, which you're watching here on JockJive.com. Got a shout out here from Delwood Baptist Church. Shout out to Mad Dog and Team Georgia. It says, way to go, Luke, from Papa Sam and Ma. It says, go number 2, you're the best cousin ever with 4 emojis, 4 heart emojis. Number 2 would be Kaysen Edenfield. And shout out again to the Doughboys. Wood-fired pizza. And they can do events, parties, festivals. They can also do catering. You can email the Doughboys Pizza at yahoo.com. The Boys is B-O-Y-Z, and Dough, of course, is D-O-U-G-H. And either Ray Scott or Greg Brayboy will get back in touch with you. One of them responsible for this free pizza they gave me, which I didn't even ask for. Very nice of them. I think I've already bought about 3 or 4 pieces over these first 2 weeks. As Mason Nance will bat here for Team Lumberton. Checks his swing. Up for a ball. With all the homages to Ric Flair, who's from Charlotte, would have been nice if he was here. Can you imagine? That'd be crazy. Mason Nance, the first baseman for Team Lumberton, has a 3-0 count on him. Says, go Team Georgia from Nana. The pitch, he lets it ride all the way. It's outside, a 4-pitch walk. As Nance on with the leadoff walk.
Where's your phone? Where's your phone? Yeah, get both sides. There's a bunch of napkins. Like I said, I didn't ask for it. By a slice, he gave it to me. Heck yeah. I was kind of kidding, but it's nice.
Yeah. So Britt squaring around the bump, pulls back. It's low for a ball. So apparently Marty Paulman is the first one to get done today.
No.
Lucky dog.
Mike's been done for a while.
Mike Rideout's done.
Yeah, but I had 4 games, he had 3, so you know.
And it's funny because the story is, for those who didn't catch it, Mike Rideout turns the big 5-0 today. I told him for his birthday I'd switch fields, and sure enough, first game, 2 hours and 55 minutes. Game number 2, 2 hours and 45 minutes. And I'm giving him pizza, too. I'm spoiling this guy on his birthday, as he got lucky with all the action, as I'm most likely going to be the last one to leave today. Napkins here, guys. So we'll get back to the shout-outs. The 2-2 pitch is low for ball 3. Shout-outs are starting to roll in. It says, come on, Georgia, from the Sack Ryder family. Shout-out to Mad Dog from your cousin Danielle in Hawaii. Go Team Georgia. It says, go Team Georgia. Shout-out to Mad Dog, number 34 and number 3 from the Palmore family. That is a strike 3 called as Britt down on strikes for out number 1. It says, go Kaysen from Justin, Joshua, Jackson, Jaylee, and Nana. It says, shout out from Barrett Adams in Madison, Georgia to Jake Adams, his cousin on Team Georgia from Swainsboro. Go Jake. It says, shout out to Payson Mason and Team Georgia from Pappy and Mammy. He squares around the button. It's foul. Yeah, again, this one started about 2 hours late. That's bunted foul. Again, for those who missed it, first game in the Majors Division, which started at 1:30, ended up going 14-13 in 8 innings. The game was almost 3 hours at 2:55. Game number 2 in the AAA Division, our first AAA game, went 9 innings and was 2 hours and 45 minutes. So that's why we're starting so late. Throw down to third, actually, you'll be safe on the wild pitch. So I'm thinking we might be the last field going tonight. There's a chance we get into Sunday, but we will see. It says, Holden Maddox, Uncle Mike, and Aunt, no runs. Way to go, Luke. Good luck, Team Georgia. Love Aunt Marcy, Uncle Richie, Lincoln, Logan, and Landon. That one gets away from the catcher as the runner will stay put, though. It says, let's go, champ, from Uncle Ryan. That one's ball 3, so full count. So again, happy birthday to our good buddy Mike Rideout. Turns the big 5-0 today. Unfortunately, Mike Rideout's birthday is not tomorrow, so he'll have 4 games tomorrow. That is up over the head of Brody Gavin, who draws the walk. So Team Lumberton with a pair of runners on as time is called. So we believe this is the manager for Team Georgia, Eric Bodiford, making a trip out to the mound. And yes, we will have a pitching change. They already had somebody warming up down the left field line. Says, let's go Kaysen from Uncle Boo Boise. Hope I got that somewhat right. Let's go champ. That's from Uncle Ryan. Good luck, boys, from Gracie, Kayla, Gianna, Cassidy, and Coach Roy. As we have a new pitcher as he warms up. We'll be back in a minute here on JockJive.
Coming in to pitch for Georgia is number 15, Jay Johnson. Top of the order, number 6, the level.
What part of the state are you from? Here? All Newkirk. Gotcha. Yeah. I'll say about 25 miles.
Another shout out we want to give to Mr. Carl Newkirk. He's the district director locally here in North Carolina. That's the young man that traipsed up and down those steps all day last week getting me lineups. He's definitely in shape this weekend and the previous weekend. Some good cardio the work there, I guess, up and down the steps.
Yeah.
So thanks again, Mr. Newkirk, one of the many folks behind the scenes that makes a tournament like this go. Of course, it starts with all the local folks here in Lumberton. Work on fields in between games, take up the ticket money, work the concession stand, work the grills, all the vendors, which we've mentioned, the Doughboys several times. Then all the Dixie Youth baseball officials upstairs, Wes Skelton, the longtime commissioner, Mr. Tommy Henry, the deputy commissioner, Van Saltz, the secretary, and I believe Kent Bruxford is up there. He is the president of Dixie Youth, and all the state directors and the national directors. Unfortunately, one of them is not here today, Mr. Tony Smith. Some really horrible news we heard before we went on the air. He's the state director of Florida. His granddaughter was killed in a car crash earlier this week, so shout out to our good buddy, Mr. Tony Smith. Been a big supporter of JockJive over the years. We do all of the Florida state tournaments. We have going back to 2011, so prayers for Mr. Tony. As Mayer squaring around the bunt, and he pulls it back. Says, go Team Georgia from Uncle Boo Boo. Says, let's go Georgia from, well, we already did that one. Trying to get caught up here. Got a couple more to get to. The pitch is inside, ball 1. Again, we have runners at the corners here. It is Mason Nance at third and Brady Gavin over at first. Runners at the corners with one out. Says, let's go Burrows. Swing away from the Martins in Delwood, Georgia. And that is a strike called. Then it says, in between heart emojis, JDM-KNH, whatever that means. Great job, Luke. Stay strong from Nana and Granddaddy watching from Cartersville with the baseball and heart emoji. The 1-2 way outside, 2-2. Runner headed down to second, and they're going to get him. Oh, is he safe? Oh, he missed the tag. The shortstop cut it off, and I thought he made a swipe tag as he went by, but he was, I guess, about 5 feet from the base. I think they were trying to see if the runner at third would take off for home, but he did not. So runners now at second and third. The pitch is strike 3 called. So Lumberton now with 2 outs for Jaden Rush. Says, go Team Georgia from Joshua. Says, go dig in, champ, from Uncle Ryan. That's a strike called to Jaden Rush, number 1. Again, runners at second and third here for Lumberton. The 0-1 pitch is a swing and a miss. 0-2. Time is 10:37. Hopefully this game will end before 12 midnight. Either way, it'll take a while to break all this stuff down, so it'll probably be midnight when we get to the cars. You know, a lot of long games earlier today. That one missing up for ball 1. And we did about between 5.5 and 6 hours in the first 2 games alone. As we're going on 9 hours and counting here. The 1-2 pitch is a strike 3 called on the outside corner. As Jay Johnson gets back-to-back strikeouts despite giving up 2 walks. So Lumberton leaves 2 on. We are through 2. We will head to the top of the third. Georgia looking to add. Another shout out here. You are the best brother ever. Kaysen from Caleb with some heart emojis. Go North and Knox Williams with Team Georgia from the family in Millen, Georgia. Again, for all the players and the fans that are here, if you want to watch this again, you can log on to JockJive after this one's over. It'll archive to the system, and then you can watch it again and again. And if you want a copy of the game, it's only $5. The boss, Robert Williamson, will email you an electronic receipt if you email info@jockjive.com and tell him which game you want. It says, go Team Georgia from Twin City, Georgia. Back here where Jaden Rush is now in left field for Team Lumberton. He's number 1. In for Brady Gavin out there in left. So Team Georgia will send up 4, 5, and 6 here in Robertson, Edenfield, and Mason. Another shout out. Drive that ball, Mad Dog from Southeast Painting Group in Swainsboro. Go Team Georgia. I know he's floating around here somewhere, so shout out to Jerry Holmes. He's the state director in Georgia. As Maddox Robertson to the plate here, and he will take strike 1. The 0-1. Swung on and fouled straight back. Robertson walked and scored in Georgia's 5-run first inning. The pitch swung on and fouled straight back. In Team Georgia with the red G on the hat, like the Georgia Bulldogs, just a different color. The Bulldogs is black. Team Georgia is red. It's arguably the greatest national championship game ever last year. That ball has hit a ton to left center. It'll one-hop the fence. Robertson around first, and it'll be a very long single. And just for the record, I did want Georgia to win that game because I'm tired of Alabama winning it every year. I have a lot of Alabama fans back in Northwest Florida. If I hear Roll Tide one more time, I might puke. It's about as bad as that Florida State fight song that I hear all the time. That's outside for a ball. Of course, I'm one to talk. My Florida Gators were 4-7 last year. Casey Edenfield walked with the bases loaded and drove in a run. Says home run, Mad Dog from Aunt Melba. I guess that'd be the young man at first, Maddox Robertson, probably about 10 feet away from putting one out on that pitch. The pitch is low and away. He got almost all of it as it one-hopped the fence out there. Got Georgia on my mind, and y'all do too. Bring home the ship, Swainsboro, from Josh, Kayla, and Raylan. Good hit, Maddox. That one is hit hard to the shortstop. He shovels to second, covering for one, and that's all they'll get. That'll go 6-4 on the fielder's choice as Peyton Mason the plate. So noticing we're about 10 feet off the plate, as you can see from our vantage point, so we're closer to the Georgia dugout. I think all the guys are leaning in to see if they get any shout-outs on the broadcast. I'm sure there's been a bunch for a lot of guys. The pitch, low and away for a ball. Again, once the game is over, it'll go to archive, and once the Georgia kids get back to the hotel, they can watch the game again if they want. That is if they don't have to go to bed right away, because it is awfully late. 10:40 here in the Eastern time zone. The 1-0, that's way outside to the backstop, as Edenfield will take second on the wild pitch. The 2-0 way upstairs. It's now 3-0. It says go Knox and North Williams. Go Team Georgia from the Wright family in Millen, Georgia. Yeah, guys, you're going to have to wait to listen to all these shout-outs on the archive. Not to mention your coach might be mad if you're over here listening to me as opposed to the game. Way to go, Luke. Go Team Georgia from Papa Al and Mimi Judy Palmer. Says Reedsville, Georgia. Big shout out to Team Georgia. That is a walk to Mason. So Team Georgia with a pair on here, with one out for Jake Adams, who drew a bases loaded walk back in the first. Hit the cover off that ball, Mason with Team Georgia. That is a strike to Adams, outside corner. It is 11:15 here in Lumberton. Again, this one started about 2 hours late because of all the long games ahead of it. Again, game one was a majors game that went almost 3 hours. 2:55, I think, was the count. That game went 8 innings. Then the first AAA game on this field went 9 innings. 2 hours and 45 on that one. The 0-2 swung on ground ball. Shortstop ranging to his right. He's got it from a knee to third base. And they got him. That's a great play right there. That's the shortstop, Braylon Hunt, with the backhand by Gavin Mayers on the 6-5 on the fielder's choice as Edenfield is forced out for out number 2. Mason to second, so still 2 runners on with 2 out. Says, good luck, tough man, and Team Georgia love the Kierson crew. That's Chris, Deidre, Bryce, and Jana. It is a strike call. Again, Team Georgia with 5 in the first, a single tally in the second. They have 2 runners on here with 2 outs. Jay Johnson had an RBI single his first time. That is way outside. Count now 1-1. Says, go Gators. That's what I'm talking about. Low, get her done, Swainsboro, Georgia boys. You got this from Aunt Donna. Problem is they still got to get through Georgia and win the East, which is going to be tough. That shot to right center. It is caught by the right fielder for out number 3. So Team Georgia will leave a pair on. They've left 6 on through 2.5, but the big first inning of theirs, the difference in this one, we go to the bottom of the third. Lumberton coming to bat, trailing 6-1. The final game of the day here on Field 1, the 2018 DYB AAA World Series, which you're watching on JockJive.com. Good luck to the 10U Georgia team from the 8U Georgia team that was there last weekend. Both teams are from Swainsboro. How about that? So Swainsboro with 2 state titles this year. The McLaurin family says go Bryson Hester, number 9. I was thinking Swainsboro is that Allman Brothers song, but that's Statesboro. I call that music get her done music. Skinner, Allman Brothers, Charlie Daniels. I don't know if it'll catch on. I call it get her done music. Guess you could throw maybe 38 Special in there too. Go Knox and North Williams from Grandma with 2 heart emojis. The Moody family would love to shout out to Team Georgia. We're from New Hampshire. So it's 1046 up there too. Hopefully it's a little cooler up there than it is here. I believe it's in about the 80s now. Let's do the old check of the Weather Channel app. It says it's 78, feels like 78, so not much humidity. So the action will start at 1 o'clock tomorrow. It'll be in the upper 80s. Chance of rain is around 15 to 20%. Statesboro Blues, that's what I thought it was. Swainsboro and Statesboro awfully close together in sound. Watch this interesting documentary about Eric Clapton on Showtime, Life in 12 Bars. Apparently, it's amazing, Clapton crossed paths with nearly everybody. He was close to Hendrix before he passed. He was close to the Allman Brothers when I believe it was Dwayne passed. Very interesting story, Eric Clapton, the life he's led. Of course, he's all had his own personal battles with drugs and alcohol back in the day, back in the 70s. As Luke Howell to the plate, not to mention the tragic death of his son, which inspired maybe the greatest song he ever did, Tears in Heaven. Of course, Layla's a classic as well, but Tears in Heaven is just, wow, that is a powerful song. The pitch is a swing and a miss by Luke Howell. This is his first bat of the ball game. We're in the bottom of the 3rd. It says, don't forget the Marshall Tuckle Band. That's a great one, too. That's good get her done music right there, as I call it. Good call. The pitch, low for a ball. I believe it was about 10 years ago I saw Cheap Trick in concert with Heart and Journey with the new lead singer. Swing and a miss. Well, I guess it's not new anymore. Arnel Pineda, the Filipino guy. Got the high Steve Perry-like voice. That was a pretty cool show back in 2008, and the Wilson sisters could still hit those notes back in 10 years ago. Imagine they still can. I mean, it doesn't, I mean, you would think it was 40 years ago. Their voices can still get up there. A ball and 2 strikes here to Luke Howell. The pitch. Swung on, hit a mile high to right field. The right fielder charging, second base coming out, and peels off as the right fielder will make the grab out there. That is Casey Edenfield for out number 1. As Cam Scott, the number 12 batter, to the plate. Scott squaring around the bunt, does not offer. It's outside for a ball. The 1-1 in there for a strike. In between games, I went to go, as we mentioned, grab a piece of pizza. There are these lawn chairs everywhere, all over the place. Out in the outfield, of course, Lumberton in the World Series, so a lot of local fans down the right side as well. Backhander is ball 2. I mean, there are chairs all over the place. I mean, as you would expect, it is the World Series. Teams coming from far away as Texas and Virginia to get here. Even though Texas is considerably farther, since North Carolina's on the east side of the Dixie Circle. That is a strike 3 to Cam Scott, so he's down on strikes, 2 outs. For the leadoff man, A.J. Day, who actually, that wasn't a strikeout. I thought it was strike 3. My mistake, 2-2. It's been a long day at the park, folks. The 2-2 is, and now that is strike 3 called. as number 15 Johnson hitting that outside corner. Says, love me some Team Georgia from Aunt Pat from Pennsylvania. A.J. Day batting from the left side. He struck out swinging his first time as we're closing in on 11 o'clock here at the Pennington Park. The pitch is a strike called. Imagine I'm going to jump in the shower in the hotel and go to bed. The pitch upstairs. And thanks for everybody. We had a lot of shout-outs, particularly from Georgia. Obviously, Lumberton isn't going to shout out because most of them are here. Swung on and fouled at the plate. The 1-2 today, headed home from the righty, is outside for a ball. It's 2-2. Again, the action will start at 1:30 on 3 of our 5 fields with Majors action. Then at 3:30, it's full speed ahead with a Majors game, and then 2 AAAs and 2 O-zones at 3, then 5:45 and 8. Popped up, and the catcher can't get to it. Good effort there by Mr. Williams. Says Bryson Hester, dig in, son, love your uncle. Bryson Hester waiting on deck for Team Lumberton. The 2-2 is low. One hops the catcher to the backstop. That'll be 3-2. Again, the DYB officials will hold their annual meeting on Monday, where I'm assuming they will vote Laurel, Mississippi as the host of the 2020 World Series. It'll be their 3rd in 8 years, going back to 2013. The pitch is inside for a ball. So A.J. Day sprints down to first. Again, the action will be in Ruston, Louisiana next year. Assuming JockJive will be there as Bryson Hester, who struck out swinging, heads to the plate. Nice cool breeze now. As cool as you can get in early August in the South. The pitch is up and away for a ball. Closing in on 11 o'clock. Again, I believe we have 2 or 3 games going on right now. When check we're done in the AAA outside of this game. There's 1 game left in the Majors with Virginia and Louisiana. There is 1 game left in the O-zone with Lumberton and Georgia. So Georgia and Lumberton battling in the AAA and the O-zone right now. Throw down to second, and he is safe. As A.J. Day got under it. Two-one pitch. Swung on a foul back. It's talking about it when I called the Get Her Done music earlier. Favorite band of the 70s. Got to be Led Zeppelin, though. Big Van Halen fan, too. Of course, they broke on the scene in the late 70s. But apparently just can't get along. You know, it seems like they're fighting all the time. The 2-2 is upstairs for ball 3. It says, way to go, Jay Johnson. Again, 6 strikeouts by Georgia pitching today. That's outside for ball 4. And another 2-out walk. So Team Lumberton with something brewing here. They've had a runner on in every inning. They left 1 on in the first after scoring. Left 2 on in the second. As J.T. Hepler batting from the left side. And he hits one into left field. That ball is going to get down for a hit. 1 run is going to score. A run around second. Could have a play at third, and he is safe as third baseman dropped the ball. So a double and an RBI for Mr. J.T. Hepler on base for the second time. As A.J. Day scores to make it 6-2. Again, all this is happening with 2 outs. Says, happy to see Coach Brent is doing better with his back from the Thigpens in Team Georgia. Says, looking good, AJ, from Ms. Rhonda and Nathaniel with the heart and baseball emoji. So Josh Garner with an RBI single his first time. He's standing from the right side. That one gets away from the catcher. Runner coming home. The play at the plate. The throw will not be in time. So Hester scoring on the wild pitch, and now it's 6-3. Team Lumberton would love to get this run in from third before out number 3 happens. And with that, we'll have a meeting on the mound for Team Georgia. I believe this is Eric Bodiford, the manager. JockJive Sports Productions works small events and large, from T-ball to the Toyota Center, youth sports to collegiate, audio only to a full-scale production for ESPN. We do it all. To find out how we can cover your team or event, email info@jockjive.com. And the boss, Robert Williamson, will get in touch with you. I believe he'll be here through tomorrow, and then he'll be heading, I believe, somewhere in Alabama for some Dixie Boys World Series action. We'll be doing the Final Four from, I believe it's the pre-majors, and you can log on to jockjive.com to figure out the particulars there. Also doing Cal Ripken World Series right now in Branson, Missouri. Good buddy Chuck Sebastian up there in the tourist town of Branson. The pitch is up and in for a ball. In the runner at third is JT Hepler. Says, go Team Georgia. Kate and Marshall are cheering you on, Thomas. The 3-0 to Garner is a strike on the outside corner. 3-1 as Braylon Hunt hopes to bat this inning, as Team Lumberton, with a pair of walks and an RBI single with 2 outs, have crept closer. 6-3 our score. The 3-1 is up and away for ball 4. This thing was looking like a blowout in the first 10 minutes as it was 5-0, but the host team has hung tough. Braylon Hunt flew out to right his first time. So let's go Team Georgia from the Hoods. Pitch is outside for a ball. As the Lumberton dugout to our right has gotten a little more excited here in the last 10 minutes or so. The 1-0, low and in the dirt for ball 2. The 2-0 pitch is a ball up and away. 3-0 as Johnson looks a little frustrated out there as he kind of threw his hands up, thought he had a strike. But the man that's getting paid says different, and with that, manager Eric Bodiford makes another walk out there at 11 o'clock here in the Eastern time zone. Says, go Brody Fleming. Cheering Team Georgia on from Millen. Love Aunt Ann. As Johnson has had the ball taken from him. So another pitcher for Team Georgia. So it looks like Johnson will go to third base. His number 9 is Jake Adams. So basically the pitcher and third base have swapped positions. We'll take us a quick break here on JockJive.com.
you go, here you go. Here.
Back to action here in Lumberton, where number 6, Braylon Hunt, coming to the plate with 2 on and nobody out. He squares around a bump, pulls back, runner headed home, and he'll be safe. And the runners will take second and third on the play. Don't look now, it's 6-4. And a base hit could tie it here for Lumberton. As Hunt reaches on the walk and then advancing on the wild pitch to second. So Mason Nance, again, 5 straight batters have reached here with 2 outs. They got a fly out and a strikeout. Since then it's been walk, walk, double, walk, and walk. Mason Nance, the batter. Pitch is low and away for ball 1. Again, it's Josh Garner at third, Braylon Hunt here at second. As the hosts have clawed their way back in this thing. The 1-0 is a swing and a miss. Now leaving it at 1-1. The 1-1. Low for ball 2. The 2-1. That's going to miss outside. It's now 3-1. Again, this inning was promising for Team Georgia. A fly out, then a strikeout looking. They haven't had an out since. 5 in a row have reached. And 1 ball away from making it 6. The 3-1 to Nance is a strike call. Now the count is full. The payoff pitch headed home. It is strike 3 called on the outside corner. So Team Lumberton will leave 2 on. They've left 5 on through 3, but they do get 3 on a total of 1 hit. We're halfway home here in our final game of the night. Day 1 of the 2018 DYB AAA World Series. It is Team Georgia on top 6-4. And you are watching JockJive.com. Again, be sure to put JockJive on Twitter and Facebook. On Twitter, we're at JockJive, and on Facebook, simply put JockJive Sports in the search engine. We give you scores, schedules, game highlights, event updates, and more. Twitter and Facebook, a great way to keep up with JockJive Sports. And if you want a download of any game of this week's tournament, they're only $5 each. Just email info@jockjive.com. Again, that's info@jockjive.com. Tell us what games you want. We'll send you an electronic invoice that allows you to pay by debit or credit card, and the games will be on their way to you. That's info@jockjive.com for a keepsake you'll want to have for a lifetime. So Team Georgia here in the top of the fourth will send up 9, 1, and 2, and Cox, Bodiford, and Knox Williams as they look to add to what is now a slimmer lead at as Lumberton in 5 innings beat Georgia 18-3. So now we're down to just 2 games. The pitch. So Lumberton over Georgia 18-3 in 5 innings. So Lumberton advancing in the winner's bracket. Georgia falling to the loser's bracket. So that is all for the Ozone bracket tonight. So we're down to 1 game in the majors and this one. It is Louisiana and Virginia going on in the majors. And this one. We're in the 4th. Pitch is a swing and a miss. Just realize it should be top 4th. We'll change that. There we go. 2-2 to Brent Cox, who reached on a fielder's choice in the 1st. Swung on past the third baseman into left for a base hit. So a leadoff single. Cox with the wide turn. He'll head back to 1st. So Cox aboard for the 2nd time. The leadoff man for Team Georgia has reached in every inning. That runner has scored 2 of the previous 3 times. Tough Bodiford is 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch, scored in the 1st, struck out looking in the 2nd. Ball 1 to Bodiford. The pitch is outside. 2-0. I believe Bodiford must have been either on a AAA team last year or a AA team that was in the World Series, only because I remember his very unique name. That's ball 3. 11-10 here in Lumberton. Wind blowing slightly from left to right out there in the flags, out on the outfield fence. Once a team is eliminated, they will retrieve their state flag from the outfield. The 3-0 taking all the way. It is in there for a strike. It's 3-1. Championships will be on either Thursday morning or night, depending on if there's an if game needed. The 3-1 is inside for ball 4. So Georgia with 2 on here with nobody out. Knox Williams has been on base twice. Reached in the 1st. We've got an E5, and then he singled, so he's 1 for 2. Squaring around the bunt, pulling it back. It's up and away for a ball. Team Georgia has had at least 2 base runners on in every inning. Of course, the 5-run first still the difference. That is inside as it almost hits him as he scoots back. It is now 2-0. On a late night, a long day here at the park here in Lumberton. And it wasn't because of any rain delays. In game 1 here on the Majors field went nearly 3 hours, same with the first game in the AAA. Total of 17 innings between those 2 games. Ball 3. As the Lumberton infield is going to come together and have a quick powwow. In the action starting again at 1:30 tomorrow in the Majors division on 3 different fields. AAA and Ozone will start at the original scheduled time of 3:30. That's ball 4 high. And all of a sudden, Lumberton having a hard time finding the strike zone. Bases loaded here with nobody out. As I believe this is manager Jeff Nance making the slow walk out to the mound. And still a big crowd out there. We see all the Lumberton contingent from straightaway center scattering across to the right side. Bleachers filled down the right side with chairs all around. Of course, it's a big deal for the folks here in Lumberton hosting this World Series. Heard secondhand that these tournaments are scheduled to generate $2 to $3 million to the local economy. Again, you've got 3 teams from 11 different states to here along with Lumberton. So again, I think we're down to 2 fields playing right now this late. This one and a Majors game. I think Robert Williamson bringing you the action there is Brody Fleming, who walked and grounded out to the plate here. There's nowhere to put him. Base is full. Pitch is swung on, ground ball. Third baseman has it, bobbles, recovers, fires to first, and low and gets away and into right field. He wasn't even close to the bag as 2 are going to score, 3 are going to score as the throw comes into the infield. So a bases clearing. I guess it's technically 2 errors. E on the bobble, then E on the throw. Either way, 3 runs come in for George. It's now 9-4. So 3 RBIs on the play as Cox comes in to score. Boterford comes in to score. Williams comes in to score. As Georgia gets back the 3 runs they just gave up as I think Maddox Robertson, who has a walk and a single, coming to the plate here. Pitch swung on and fouled at the plate as Roberts, I believe, got it, clipped him on the leg. There is a football coach back in Swainsboro, Georgia, hoping to get a hold of young Mr. Robertson when the time comes. Still about 4 or 5 years out. That'll be one pretty good lineman, again, who moves pretty good down that line there, busting it down the line, try to beat out that infield hit. That one is swung on and fouled out of play. Says, way to go, Team Georgia, the text reads from the 478 area code.
Mr. Chairman, the pitcher has reached his limit.
Just heard over the PA that the pitcher for Lumberton, Hester, I believe, has reached his 75-pitch limit, but I guess he can finish the at-bat, I believe. So that means they will have to remove Mr. Hester after this at-bat. He went in early in the first inning during Georgia's 5-run first. That one is going to be low and away for ball 2 as Robertson says, you're good, stay right there. As Robertson will step out. Robertson could easily be a 12-year-old. Got the mad dog across the back of the helmet. That is low for a ball. Runner coming in from third as the pitcher is slow to cover. He will be safe on the wild pitch. So Brody Fleming comes in to score, making it 10-4. And what was a tight game about 10 minutes ago, Team Georgia's opening it up a little bit. Lead is 6. They still need 4, and then to hold Lumberton in the bottom half. So as we got this, Lumberton, the text reads. The 3-2 to Robertson is, I believe that was 3-2. And it was, ball 4. Waiting to see the pitch count from the umpire, and then he just shoot him down to first. So Robertson on for the 3rd time, and again, I believe they're going to have to pull Mr. Hester from the ball game, at least from pitching anyway, as they take the ball from him. As the center fielder is going to trot in. I believe this is Noah Britt to take over on the mound. So number 23, Gavin, will now head to right field. And the new pitcher will be the lefty, Noah Britt. So I believe A.J. Day will move from right to center. And while he takes his warm-up tosses, we'll take a quick break here on JockJive.com.
It's been a long day. I'm sure I've missed a pitch or two. They're calling it up there.
The Lumberton coach came over to me as Britt is warming up, asking me if I have a pitch count. I said it probably isn't 100% accurate. Got to forgive me. I've been talking since 1:30 this afternoon. So we're closing in on the start of the 11th hour of coverage here today. Just keep it up, Brody Fleming, number 3. You're a baseball rock star from Aunt Tori. As Cason Eatonfield batting from the left side, he's been on base twice. He drew a walk with the bases loaded in Georgia's 5-run first score run. He eventually came in to score as well. He reached on a fielder's choice and then was thrown out on a fielder's choice in the 3rd. The pitch way upstairs as Britt lost the handle on that as Robertson will advance on the wild pitch to second. Pitch low and away. Ball 2. Time is called as I believe that's the first baseman down there, Mason Nance, doing some shoelace tying. So I guess Robert Williamson is done too. So the guy who decides to be a nice guy and switch fields with Mike Rideout is the last field of the day. Yep, the big man upstairs saw me do that good deed for the day, so that's my good deed. Again, I'll have just 3 fields tomorrow as a wild pitch as Robertson to third. So looks like yours truly is bringing up the rear. Did not get a final on his majors field, though. Maddox is only 10, and he is 2 times bigger than all of his friends. Another coach from Swainsboro named him Mad Dog. He is my baby. That's from Meemaw. Just for the record, if I say he's a big kid, I mean it in a good Christian way. That's how Jesus made him. Throw down to shortstop. They're trying to get the runner, Robertson, off of third. So Edenfield now moves to second. So second and third. A good reminder. It seems like I keep forgetting to keep track of, that's a swing and a miss, of all these kids that I've covered over the years. Again, this is my 8th year doing this for JockJive. Case in point, the first year I covered Dixie Youth, team from Sebring, Florida, won the Ozone World Series. They have 4 college players off that team now. I believe 1 at a junior college. I think there's 1 or 2 at Florida International. There's 1 at Flagler. And that team was hitting moonball home runs. They weren't just getting over the fence. They looked like they were still going up when they left. I mean, Sebring had some hosses back on that Ozone team in 2011. A couple good-sized kids on this Georgia team, too. That is low and in. City of Kite staying up late to cheer on Team Georgia. You're not the only one staying up late. Brody Fleming is on Friar watching from Hinesville, Georgia. Uncle James texting in there. The 2-2 upstairs for ball 3. To Peyton Mason, the 6th batter of the inning. Let's go Team Georgia. Bring it home, boys. Cheering you all the way past their bedtimes from Charlie and Tanner Mitchell. They're not the only ones. The 3-2 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Mason down on strikes, the first out of the inning. Number 9 is Jake Adams. He's been on base twice. A bases-loaded walk that brought in a run, and he reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd. Actually, just as I was saying that, final in the Majors division, Louisiana over Virginia 4-0. So Louisiana, with the 4-0 win, Louisiana will take on Florida tomorrow in a winner's bracket game. Virginia will take on Arkansas in an elimination game. So this is the last game in town today, and that is a strike called. Again, if you're just tuning in and wondering why we're still playing this late, first game was at 1:30 this afternoon, a Majors game that was 14-13. It went 8 innings and lasted almost 3 hours. Then our first AAA game goes 9 innings, goes 2 hours and 45 minutes, and there you go. That's why we're about 2 hours behind as Adams swings and misses. At this rate, I may sleep until first pitch tomorrow. FYI, Edenfield is pronounced as short vowel, as in the color red. Edenfield, not Edenfield. That is, all right. So, soft E, lowercase e. For Kaysen. Again, a full count, 3-2 to Jake Adams. The 3-2 is swung on, ground ball to the shortstop. He has it. Long throw across, and he's got it. Throw over to third will not be in time. So the 6-3 from Adams scores Robertson from third to make it 11-4. As Team Georgia will bat around, the 9th batter of the inning is Jay Johnson, who has an RBI single and a fly out to right. The pitch, low and away. Says God did make him that way, but look at his daddy, hee. I would assume that means he takes after his daddy in body type. Jay Johnson again with the RBI single in the first. Fly out to right. The pitch is a ball. 2 down here in the top of the fourth. In a game that's starting to drag a little bit. Hour and 40 minutes into the broadcast. Johnson showing bunt here on 3-0. But he's going to pull it back and take. Strike one. 3-1 to Jay Johnson as Brent Cox hopes to bat for the second time this inning. He stands on deck. The 3-1 from Britt is a strike 2 called. From 3-0 to full count. So the last game in town here at Pennington Park, featuring the host team. The payoff pitch is low for ball 4. Good at bat there by Johnson and a good eye. That ball looked close. So runners at the corners as Brent Cox will bat for the second time this inning. He walked to lead this inning off. The pitch swung on and hit well to left fielder. Oh, he takes a bad route on the ball. It gets over his head. One is going to score. The runner around third, they will hold him there. It is a double. It gets away from the second baseman, but they'll hold the runner at third. A long double for Brent Cox. And the RBI makes it 12-4 as Edenfield, not Edenfield, comes in to score. As a base hit here could put the mercy rule on the table in Tough Bodiford, who has scored twice tonight. Hit by pitch and a run scored in the first, struck out looking in the second, walked and scored in the fourth. As we're closing in on 11:30 on a Saturday night here in Lumberton. But again, a lot of folks still here for both sides. The 1-0. Big swing and a miss by Bodiford. He was looking to put one on the other side of the fence there. Yeah, unless this game ends early on the mercy rule, we may break 2 hours for the third time tonight. That is a swing and a foul as Bodiford with a big cut. Bodiford's got a good athletic body too. Imagine he's a football player in the making. His time is called by Bodiford. You would imagine he'd be a football player with a name like Tough. I'm going to imagine that's not the name on the birth certificate. So again, action tomorrow starting at 1:30 on 3 separate fields. That's all in the Majors division. Then action will start at 3:30, original scheduled time for the AAA and the Ozone divisions. Pitch missing up for a ball. It says, way to go, Brent Cox, the texture says. It looked like he just got under that ball. I think it one-hopped the fence, so maybe 5-6 feet from leaving the yard. The 2-2 to Bodiford is low in the dirt, gets away. Runner coming in to score, and he will score easily as the runner takes third. It's now 13-4. So Georgia will run away from putting the mercy rule on the table when we go to the bottom of the fourth. As Jay Johnson scores, Brent Cox over to third. The payoff to Bodiford is swung on and missed for strike 3. So we will go at least 5 innings in this one as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Lumberton coming to bat, trailing 13-4. Again, you are watching the 2018 DYB AAA World Series here on JockJive.com.
count for Noah Britt is 28.
Back here in Lumberton where it says, way to go, Brent Cox, 55. Good job, good job. From the 478 area code, which I assume is Swainsboro's area code. Lumberton here in the bottom of the fourth. Noah Britt, Brent Gavin, Gavin Mayer. 7, 8, and 9 for Team Lumberton. As chances are getting much better that we started on Saturday and we're going to walk out on Sunday. It is 11:32 here in Lumberton. I would venture to say this might be the latest either one of these teams have played. There ain't a whole lot of pep in people's step here as we're in our 11th hour of coverage, started at 1:30. Noah Britt struck out looking his first time up. Again, we haven't done it in a while. We want to give a big shout out to the Doughboys Wood Fire Pizza. They can do events, parties. They can also do festivals, and they also do catering. That's a swing and a miss. Check out the Doughboys Pizza at yahoo.com. The TheDougHBoyzPizza at yahoo.com. It's either Ray Scott or Greg Brayboy will get in touch with you. As Britt takes ball one. Looking upstairs at the press box. There ain't a whole lot of folks up there. A lot of those older folks are back in the hotel sleeping. Don't blame them. The 1-1. Again, there's a church service, I believe, early tomorrow morning, so that'll be about, 8:30 in the morning tomorrow. Actually, I think I see Wes still up there. The commish still up there from the state of Texas. That's a long drive for him. Says Tough is his real name on his birth certificate. All right. My daughter, Mad Dog's mom, is close friends with them. All right. Pretty much know at birth, you know that boy's going to be a multi-sport athlete. Obviously plays at least one. The 3-1 pitch is a strike called. That'll run the count full. As Team Lumberton, the dugout still chanting and cheering on down there to the right side. The 3-2 pitch, low for ball 4. The leadoff man aboard here for Lumberton. That is the second time the leadoff man has been on. That runner did not score the first time. Brady Gavin. Gavaghan, the letters read on the back of his jersey. He walked his first time up. Squaring around a bunt. Pulls it back. Low and away for ball 1. Swing around a bunt again. Pulling back. Wild pitch back to the backstop. As the runner will take second. Count now 2-0. As we're going to break 2 hours in this one, too. Counter reads 149. Squaring around the bunt. He pulls it back. It is low for ball 3. Guarantee these umpires are going to sleep well tonight, too. And shout out to Michael Caminita behind the plate from Norco, Louisiana. Winston Simmons at first from Roanoke, Virginia. Mike Steele at second. He's from White Oak, Texas. Danner Thompson at third from Conway, South Carolina. Danner's going back-to-back. And looks like he's the only one in this one as he draws a walk. So 2 runners on here for Team Lumberton. Bruno Black, our good buddy from Alabama, went back-to-back in the first 2 AAA games. As Gavin Mayer struck out looking, he will head to the plate. And with that, out comes, I believe this is Eric Bodiford, the manager. In JockJive Sports Productions, work small events and large, from T-ball to the Toyota Center, U Sports to collegiate, audio only to full-scale production for ESPN. We do it all. To find out how we can cover your team or event, email info@jockjive.com. Pardon me. When this confab breaks up, Gavin Mayers will be heading to the plate for Lumberton. He struck out looking his first time. Shout out to Larry Rudisil, National Director from North Carolina. I imagine he's ready to go to bed. He gives me a thumbs up. I don't blame him. I think I woke him up over there. Strike one. We're getting a pronunciation. It's pronounced Gavigan. Gavigan. Gotcha. And that one's a foul. Back. Send shout out to Knox, North, and Mason from Team Georgia. Stop playing around and put an end to this game from Matthew and Jordana. There's a lot of folks ready to go to bed. They're 1 run away from the mercy rule, but again, Lumberton can cut into the lead. Big swing and a miss. For out number 1, Gavin Mayers down on strikes. The top of the order, A.J. Day to the plate. This game could still end early should Team Georgia score 1 in the top of the 5th and then hold them, granted that Lumberton doesn't score here. A.J. Day squaring around a bunt. He pulls back, low and away for a ball. Squaring around a bunt, pulling back. It's low for ball 2. Well, at least this won't be, hopefully, as bad as we did a state tournament in New Caney, Texas several years ago. It was outside just like this in a metal bleacher. The first 2 days of the tournament, we were here till 2 in the morning and 1:45 in the morning. So it hasn't gotten that bad just yet. Gavigan. Again, my flippant answer will be I was hooked on phonics, but it was about 35 years ago. So, and plus I didn't have to broadcast 4 games in a row when I was 7, 8 years old. That one is low. Runner to third to throw down. Not in time. So Britt safe at second. Gavigan still at first, though. Did not advance on that wild pitch. That one low and in the dirt. Gavigan stopped, stuttered. Now he'll head down there as Day draws the walk. Bases loaded here for Team Lumberton. It is the day that would not end as Bryson Hester to the plate. Batting from the right side. And he takes strike 1. Hester struck out in the first. He walked and scored in the third. 0-1 in there for strike 2. And this is the only game in the park, and it's been that way for about 30 minutes. The 0-2 is swung on, fouled out of play. Robert Williamson over there on field 5. And his first game at 1:30 started almost an hour late because Arkansas didn't know they played at 1:30. And still, he got his 4 games done before me. 0-2 the count. And the pitch is swung on, popped up. Second baseman out into shallow right center. The runner will tag up and score from third. So a sac fly for Hester. Nice hustle out there by, I believe that's Peyton Mason. But Britt scores. And Georgia thought he may have left early, but the appeal goes for naught. It's now 13-5. Runners now at first and second with 2 out. Checking to see if he went around, and they said he did. Strike 1. 2, J.T. Hepler, who has scored twice. He walked, scored in the first, doubled, drove in a run, scored in the third. And that is time, and I believe, is that catcher interference? Not sure, but the first base coach has been sent to the dugout. Not sure, but it's been a long day, but somehow the first base coach has been sent to the dugout. Not sure what happened. He's been ejected. I think he was asking for a signal from his third base coach, and I guess the third base umpire thought he was doing or saying something to him. But the third base umpire wasn't having it, so Britt will head over to first base. That's interesting. Again, not sure what happened there or what precipitated it. The pitch swung on and fouled at the plate. Says, way to go, Peyton, the next one reads. Just when you thought you've seen it all, you're going to have our third game out of 4 go over 2 hours and a coach get ejected for some reason. Unfortunately, don't know what that reason was. I don't think there had been any static yet, but boy, it was a quick trigger. That's a swing and a miss, and I believe it as Hepler slipped and fell. Guess he's all right. Again, it's been a long day, and I guess tempers are getting short. Hepler again hit by a pitch, scored in the first, doubled RBI, scored in the third. The 0-2 pitch way outside. Now 1-2. And 13-5 our score. Pitch is outside for ball 2. Georgia was warming up a pitcher as now the 3 subs come into the dugout. You got your pitcher, your catcher, and I guess your guard to make sure a line drive doesn't hit your pitcher or catcher. That's swung on and missed for strike 3. But Lumberton gets a run on no base hits. It was a walk, and a sac fly. So Team Lumberton with 2 left on. They've left 7 on through 4. We head to the top of the 5th. In what is a 13-5 lead for Team Georgia here on JockJive.com. Back here as we've broken the 2-hour mark on our broadcast. That's 3 out of 4 today. As Team Georgia here in the top of the 5th will send up Knox Williams, Brody Fleming, Maddox Robertson, batters 2, 3, and 4. As Team Georgia could get 2 runs in the 5th and then shut down Lumberton in the bottom half to end it early. Otherwise, we will go the distance and we will go into Sunday. And we started at 1:30 this afternoon. Knox Williams has reached all 3 times. He takes a pitch up for ball 2. Knox, NOX, he reached on an error, scored in the first. He singled in the second, walked and scored in the 4th, which was a 7-run 4th for Team Georgia. The 2-0, 1 hop to the plate. Now 3-0. In my biological clock says it's 10:48 since I'm from the Central Time Zone, but when you've been talking out in this heat for 10 hours, it feels like it's 3 in the morning. The 3-0 to Williams, he is taking all the way. It's in there for a strike. Again, the action going to start at 1:30 tomorrow afternoon on 3 separate fields in the Majors division. And the Majors will go to the field 5 for their final 3 games. That is ball 4, as Williams will draw the leadoff walk. And the other fields will be as scheduled. Again, 3:35, 5:45, and 8 o'clock on both O-zones and both AAAs after the 1:30 games. And Brody Fleming will pop one up and it'll get out of play behind us. In 13-5, the boys of Swainsboro, Georgia, comfortably out in front here in our final game of the day. That is ripped into center. Second center fielder could have a play at second, and he slides in safely. So 2 runners on here for Team Georgia. As Maddox Robertson, Mad Dog as he is known, to the plate. He has been on base all 3 times. Walked and scored in the first, singled in the third, forced out on a fielder's choice that inning, and then walked and scored in the 4th. He lets that one ride as the 2 runners head back. They throw it to the pitcher, and the lead runner will take third. Just noticing that out in the outfield, there are 2 cars out there with their lights on, now just 1. I imagine that's got to be a little distracting for the batter and the umpire. The pitch is up and away, runner headed to second, and he'll get it on fielder indifference. So runners now at second and third. Whoever that car is out there, they need to turn their lights off. That is a strike called. Count now 1-1. Cason Edenfield has time called. As I think we got us a new glove for the first baseman, and I think that'll be it for the pitcher. So we're going to have yet another pitching change for Lumberton. This will be pitcher number 4, I believe, of the game. believe these umpires are going to be just like me. They're going to go straight to the hotel and go to bed. Lord willing, got enough energy to at least jump in the shower and get all the stinky off. And a lot of these umpires, I believe, are doing 2 games today, so that's a good 5 hours out in this brutal sun. As number 10 is warming up for Lumberton, that is Mason Nance. He was at first, and now he's going in to pitch. And we'll take a break here on JockJive.com. Back here is Robertson back into the box with a 1-1 count. And he swings and foul tips one into the mitt. Make it a ball and 2 strikes. Swung on. Hit well to center field. The center fielder coming in to make the catch. The throw coming home. May have a play at the plate, and he's going to be safe as the runner takes third. As he tags up, it is now 14-5. Now a 9-run lead. Trail runner takes third on the tag up. Now a 9-run lead for Team Georgia. It's Cason Edenfield to the plate as he drives in Knox Williams on the sac fly. Pitch is outside. And the pitch swung on, ground ball. First baseman has it. He'll tag the base. The throw coming home will not be in time. So the lead is 10 now for Georgia. So the specter of the mercy rule back on the table. Actually on the table for the first time. That's 27. Peyton Mason to the plate. As Fleming comes in to score. Peyton Mason is a walk and 2 strikeouts, so 0 for 2. The 1-0 to him is low for a ball. Two hours and 9 minutes and counting. The 2-0 swung on, line drive into right field for a base hit. The throw coming to first, and they're going to get him. And both runners are down on the collision. Goodness, as Peyton Mason runs into the first baseman for Lumberton. I mean, it's bad to have an injury of any kind, especially at 11:55 at night, as that's going to go 9-3, the outfield assist. I believe that's Gavigan on the throw out, as number 12, Myers, up, as is Mason. Excuse me, as he is holding that left elbow. Going to be something we'll have to check on to see if he is okay. I think he's probably done for the night. as his teammates come check on him and see if he's all right, as he's going to head to the dugout. As again, Team Georgia going to the bottom of the fifth can close it out. The paramedic here from Lumberton is going to check on young Mr. Mason. As Team Lumberton will have Garner, Hunt, Nance, batters 4, 5, and 6. They need one run to force the 6th inning. As Team Georgia will look to end this thing early. Again, as Mason looked like he got the worst on the collision with the little bigger Mayers over there, the first baseman. Mayers is scheduled to bat, I believe, 6th this inning, so if we get down that far, we'll see if he's all right. As Josh Garner has been on base twice. He singled, drove in a run in the first, walked in the third. As we're 3 minutes away from Sunday. You see from here, he's holding an ice pack on his elbow, so it looks like the elbow banged into Mayers. So paramedics here from Lumberton are working late. Haven't had much on this field today. So again, 2 hours and 12 minutes in this one. So 3 of the 4 games today are going to go at least 2:15 in time limit. Again, the park for the most part very quiet. Again, this is the only action going. Again, 2-hour, 55-minute game to start things off today, followed by a 2-hour, 45-minute game. One game going 7, the other going 9. So that's a total of 4 extra innings between those two. And now this one dragging considerably. Again, it was a 5-0 lead for Georgia in the first. So Lumberton needs at least 1 to force the 6th inning. The pitch, low and into Josh Garner. So apparently young Mr. Mason must be all right because the paramedics have already left the dugout, so hopefully nothing serious there. Looks like he's flexing the right elbow. I guess as his arms were chugging down to first, he banged into Mayers, the first baseman. Poked into right center field, and it will be caught basket catch style out there by the right fielder. That is, I believe, Cason Edenfield for out number 1. 2 outs away from ending it early. As Braylon Hunt comes to the plate at midnight, it is Sunday morning, folks, officially. 10.5 hours after we started. At 1:30 this afternoon. The pitch is a strike called. So unless something miraculous happens here, it will be Georgia taking on North Carolina in a winner's bracket game. That'll be the 8 o'clock game on field 2. Lumberton will drop into the loser's bracket where they will take on Texas. That's a big swing and a miss by Hunt. 0-2, not going to get cheated up there. Hunt flew out to right in the first. He walked and was left on base in the third. Sunday morning. So we'll be back technically later this afternoon. The 0-2 pitch. One hop the catcher. Bouncing away. It's now ball 1. Again, shout out again to Ray and Greg at the Doughboys Woodfire Pizza. And if you're tuning in late and didn't hear the story, I wanted to go grab a piece of pizza from in between innings. And the guy asked me, because he recognized me from the previous week, "Are you broadcasting?" He says, "Yeah." And he's like, "Give him a pizza." I'm like, "All right." So got a business card from him. I'm going to give a shout-out to those two guys. Again, Ray Scott, 910-827-4336. Greg Brayboy, 910-740-6501. They can do special events. They cater the pitch. Big swing and a miss for strike 3. So out number 2. Georgia an out away from advancing in the winner's bracket.
Number 10, Mason Nance.
Mason Nance, the batter. Nance walked and struck out looking. The pitch is low for a ball. The 1-0 pitch. Low and away for ball 2. Not sure where I'll be tomorrow, but we won't be on this field. So again, if you want to shout out, please do so, but please look at the number on your screen because it will change. That's fouled out of play. Everybody's been taking the shout outs, which is great news. That means a lot of people are watching. Haven't had a lot of shout outs lately. I'm sure there's people in bed with one eye open and one ear open. The 2-1 is swung on and missed. 2-2. Noah Britt will bat if anybody reaches. It says, "Close the deal, Mad Dog," the text reads. Pardon me. The 2-2 pitch is outside for ball 3. Count full. The payoff pitch headed home. Changeup off the helmet. Tried to throw a curveball and it hit Nance in the head. But a curveball, thankfully not a fastball, so it didn't hit him at full force. But he draws the walk, or the free pass anyway, as Noah Britt to the plate. Britt struck out looking and walked and scored in the 4th. And Lumberton needs a run to force the 6th. Georgia can get out of it with an out here. The pitch swung on, ground ball. First baseman bobbles, recovers, and he will tag his base. That'll do it. 3 unassisted. And at 12:04 on Sunday morning, our long day here at the park is over. Your final score in 5 innings is Georgia 15, Lumberton 5. So again, Georgia advancing in the winner's bracket, where they will take on North Carolina. That'll be on field 2 at 8 o'clock. Lumberton dropping into the loser's bracket. They will play a 5:45 game against Texas in the elimination bracket. So that'll do it for here. As you see the team shaking hands, we are calling it a night after about 2 hours and 15 minutes in this one. Your final score one more time, Georgia advancing 15-5 in 5 innings. So that'll do it for a long day at the park here in Lumberton, North Carolina. Jason Thompson signing off, wishing you wherever you tuned in tonight a pleasant evening.